Shalom in Christ, y'all. A brief discussion of the tribe of Joseph from Genesis 49. In Genesis 49, we find a description of the Hebrews in the last days, what they'll be like and their characters and their nationhood, wherever they're scattered in the world as tribesmen throughout the earth. Even if they don't know their true Hebrew Israelite identity, they're going to still have these characteristics described in Genesis 49, by which we may recognize their true identity if we put two and two together about what they're like as a people group and what Genesis 49 tells us they are going to be like or supposed to be like as a people group. So, Genesis 49, okay, where is it? I'm reading from my King James Version of the Bible. You should read too. Genesis 49, here it is. Okay, so, Joseph was envied bitterly by his native Hebrew brothers. They couldn't stand the guy. He was having all these dreams about them being put down underneath him. They were going to be subject to him according to his dreams of the shafts of wheat, bowing down to him, according to his dreams about the stars. And even his father Jacob rebuked Joseph, saying, "What? Are your mother and I going to bow down to you?" And in the end, we know the story. This indeed happened. Joseph saved all the earth, and the Canaanite Hebrews came into the land and did physically bow down to him. If you look in the book of Joshua, it discusses that in detail. It was amazing. And they got their food from Joseph because of what the Most High did in the land through him. Joseph ruled the world at that time. He was an incredible Hebrew man. And he is our forefather, white people. I mean, I think that tells us who we should become as people. We should become like our tribesman Joseph. Study Joseph and you will study yourselves as a people. It's amazing. Truly amazing. Joseph was a great man as a kingdom Israelite. So here we go. It talks about Joseph in Genesis chapter 49. I'm going to read now, starting at verse 22 and on. Joseph is a fruitful bough, even a fruitful bough by a well, whose branches run over the wall. I'm stopping there momentarily before I move on to the rest of it, to tell you that when the Most High revealed to me in the Spirit through many scriptural passages that I was not an Edomite like the GOCC said I was, but I was actually a tribesman of the tribe of Ephraim, which is son of Joseph, makes me tribesman of Joseph. I lived in a house on Claywell Drive. The Most High revealed that to me, that the name of my street corner, the name of my street, Claywell, 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 was indicative of my nature as a tribeswoman of Joseph. And there is more to come on that in the future. There are many wells built by Joseph. If you look at who builds the wells around the world for the poor people, it's the white man. The white man goes to Africa and builds wells for the poor people. So, more proof that we are from the tribe of Joseph. Where are we? Branches run over the wall. Okay, running over the what is the word I'm looking for? The Great Wall of China. Running over the Great Wall of China. I feel the Most High is telling me about that. I don't know why. I think I need to research more of that. Also, running over the Iron Curtain. People trying to get over the wall. White people. That's the tribe of Joseph. The Iron Curtain, in Germany, that came down in 1989. Through Joseph's work, by the way. I believe that Reagan was a tribesman of Joseph enacting that wall to come down. So, okay. Oh, there's also a tribesman of Joseph by the name of Chris Martin. He's a leader of a band called Coldplay, one of my favorite bands in the whole wide world. More on them later. They talk about Hebrew Israelite stuff in their songs too, but there's a video for... not Paradise. What is their song? It's about the tribe of Dan, which I'll talk about later on. He's running over a wall in his music video. The Scientist. Oh, one of my favorite videos. Go to YouTube video for Coldplay song, The Scientist. You'll see Joseph running over a wall. Chris Martin runs over a wall. I mean, he can't help it. It's his nature as a tribesman of Joseph. He's revealing his true nature in the last days in that video. It's so cool. Okay. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him. This is what happens to our people wherever we go. This is why we have to set up apartheid states to protect our people and our nation and the good things that we've built, just like Joseph built good things in Egypt when he went there. When he was given power to do great things, he accomplished mighty things for everybody around him, and they all got to live in peace together. This is what we do when we enact apartheid states everywhere in the world that we go. It's to protect our nature, our people, and the great things we do and our culture as a white race. This is just something that we do as a people. We protect everybody around us as well. Okay, well, I don't know if that's entirely true. Forgive me, I don't know if that's entirely true. But what I'm trying to say is that the archers have sorely grieved him and hated and shot at him and hated him. That's what it says in verse 23. This is what happened to Joseph. The archers are talking about his brethren who tried to kill him after they put him in a pit. Read on the book of Jasher. They didn't just put him in a pit and leave him there. Some of them tried to shoot him and kill him. Okay, Reuben was the only one who's trying to prevent the death of Joseph. Okay, this happens to us continually as a nation of Ephraim and Manasseh or Joseph, everywhere we go. Egypt, when the white race went to Egypt, there's documentation of the Israelites, the natives, going into Egypt. I believe it's in the Bible. I think it might be in the Apocrypha. They're hated there. They are shot at. They were shot at by the natives of Africa when the Boers came in, originally from the Netherlands, to find peace in Africa because they were being oppressed in the Netherlands. And they're hated everywhere they go. They were hated by the people who they met in I believe in Australia. They set these things up to protect themselves, and when they establish a zone that they can rule over that territory, they do great things with it by and large in the majority of the time. And people don't want that for them. But what happens in verse 24? But his bow abode in strength. His bow is armaments. Okay? Did Joseph have a bow against his brethren to shoot at them to defend himself? No, but we do today and in his past historical times as tribesmen of Joseph, the white race. Our bow is our armaments, and the armaments, okay, makes me think of Lance Armstrong. The arms of his hands were made strong. Armstrong, okay. The arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob. From thence is the shepherd, the stone of Israel. So who do we get our strength from, white race? We get it from the Lord Most High himself. That's why we're so strong as a people, militarily speaking. And we fought many wars because of this. There's a problem with these wars, white racial wars, European wars, religious wars in Europe. And that was a problem in France, it was a problem in Germany, a problem in Europe, England, and so on. Historically speaking, in our Native Americans' lands too, Civil War, for example, and so forth. But we were divided against ourselves. I'll talk more about that in the book of Hosea. Hosea prophesied that Ephraim would be divided against itself militarily, and as during the times of our captivity, and that has happened because of all the white people's wars against each other. But when we are hated by outside races, we are strong to defend ourselves. Just like Joseph, well, he had to flee. He didn't fight for himself. Reuben stuck up for him, and then he got traded into Egypt by the Ishmaelites. But going on to verse 25, it says, even by the God of thy father who shall help thee, and by the Almighty who shall bless thee with blessings of heaven above, blessings of the deep, blessings of the deep that lieth under, and of the womb. the blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors unto the utmost bound of the everlasting hills. Who lives in the hills? The white race. Look at the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah.
They shall be on the head of Joseph, and on the crown of the head of him that was separate from his brethren. We're separated from our brethren, the other true Hebrew Israelite natives around the world. Black race, Hebrew Native American race, South American race. I mean, we're separated from them everywhere we go. We don't really blend in. We form our own separate communities, and when the Mexicans move into the white communities, what happens? You get white flight, and downhill goes that neighborhood, because the white race protects the nature of their civilization wherever they are. This is the nature of Joseph. The Most High protects us. Why? It says that the Most High, in verse 25, it says, the God of thy father who shall help thee. The God of our Father helps us do this, even in the last days. When we need to remain separate so that we can protect ourselves as a nation. It gives us all these blessings. More to come on those blessings in the future. I wish to discuss the nature of the white race's blessings, historically speaking, according to Genesis 49 and so forth, at a later time. More to come on that later. So, verse 26, the blessings of thy father have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors. Whose progenitors? Jacob's progenitors. Who's speaking here? Jacob is speaking here. Jacob is not a white racial man. Jacob was a dark-skinned Hebrew, as the Hebrews were originally dark-skinned people. Because Jacob was a dark-skinned man. Okay? For all I know, he could have even been a black man with Negroid features. I don't know for sure, but that's what the GOCC says is probably true. So, yeah, I think it was. So anyway, Jacob had riches and wealth. His forefather, Abraham, had riches and wealth and servants galore. He even had servants fighting wars for his own territory. I mean, who has that today as a single individual? Those are Jacob's progenitors. Abraham was a progenitor of Jacob. According to this passage, the tribe of Joseph, his blessings prevail above the blessings of Abraham. Joseph gets more than Abraham. Isn't that incredible, people? That's why we're so victorious all over the world, and so rich all over the world, and so wealthy all over the world, and so powerful all over the world, and build great things all over the world. Watch for us now what we're going to build as a people. It's going to be great and awesome as we rise up as a nation. So, here we go. Separate from his brethren. So, the white race is not a stupid people. We are going to be separated from our brethren if we are going to escape the onslaught of hatred upon us, that's put on us by the true Jews, our brethren. We're still very much like our forefather Joseph, and they're still very much like their forefathers, the other 11 sons of Jacob, hating on Israelite Joseph. The time is going to soon come when this will not be the case. I believe the hatred will soon cease when we become one as people under Christ in the last days, when the two sticks of Ezekiel 37 come together. Shalom in Christ, y'all.